Candlestick basics: a bullish bar, a bearish bar. Which is which? Points on your screen to the one that is the bullish bar. Correct if you picked a green candle anywhere on the chart. And now for the bearish bar, we'll go with any red candle that you see on the chart. So there's extra information in these candles that you're going to have versus your standard candlestick charts that you're all probably pretty familiar with. So let's dive into each. So the bullish candle is obviously this green one here, and I've highlighted this one over on the right here. That is a very bullish candle bar, so that I can highlight this specific feature. So it's obviously green, and you can see that it has on here it has what I call, and they're called buy side imbalances. So this here on the right side of your candle is the buy side of the candle. And what you have here are imbalances of highly aggressive buyers that are 3 times as aggressive as the sellers on the opposite side. So for this to be highlighted, it's mathematical. So for this to be highlighted on here, it has to have 3 times the amount of buyers as you have over here. So you have 195 and 42. So that one gets highlighted. You have 59 and you have 3. So that one gets highlighted. So you can see how one side of this, you can see buyers accelerating through a specific price point or a specific price range even in this instance. So on this candle alone, there's 16 buy side imbalances on here, and you have some stacks back here where obviously somebody stuck, an institution of some sort stuck quite a bit of orders through, and you can see the sell side essentially just gets skipped right over. There's hardly any volume on the sell side when you see these big massive imbalances almost every time when you see these big massive stacks like this. So this is a 5-minute candle. That's kind of my baseline, my bellwether candle that I like to operate from order flow charts. And what you see at the bottom here is the amount of more aggressive sellers, or I'm sorry, excuse me, more aggressive buyers than you have sellers. So the net total of all the contracts that went off in this 5-minute block, you have 7,227 more aggressive buyers than you have sellers. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's on a 5-minute candle. That is a massive candle. I can tell you that by putting it in the context. And so what it means is that buyers are buying by hitting the buy market order, which is placing an immediate fill on the ask or the offer, which is this buy side right here. Okay, that's your bullish candle characteristics. So you can see on this side, easily identified, this is a massive candle. Now on a regular candlestick, yes, you can definitely see that this big massive candle here is a heavy aggressive bullish candle, and everybody would identify that. However, when you start stringing some of these order flow candles into context, you can start to see and tell yourself a story about what is happening between the relationship between buyers and sellers at specific levels, and it's pretty it tells a pretty compelling story. Okay, bearish candles, just the exact opposite. They're red, or whatever color you want to make. If you have a different color scheme, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just know that for the intents and purposes of this, red is my color scheme for sell-off candles. And what this is it's a sell side imbalance, and it's just the exact opposite. So you have 3 times more sellers here than you have up here. So this is a 19. This is, oops, I'm sorry. This is a 19. This is a 70. That gets a highlight. Okay, this is a 293, this is a 60, that gets highlighted. This is a 93, that's a 15, that gets highlighted, and so on and so on and so on down the list. And you have this quad stack imbalance right here, and almost again, as per usual, you have it gets the buy side gets skipped over here, so you have what I call a gap right here. And we'll get back into that here a little bit. I alluded to it earlier, but we'll get back to them here in a little bit. And in this one, you have a negative delta. You have this bottom number here. This is called your delta. Again, it is the total number of transactions that went off here. When you sum total the sell side and you sum total the buy side, it comes out to a negative 2,000 2,212 in favor of the sellers, which means it's going down. Okay. And this is again on a 5-minute candle. 2,212 is the delta. Okay. And again, this is sellers that are selling by hitting the sell market order, which is placing an immediate fill on the bid. Okay. So here is the third type of candle. This is a Dogee candle. And I highlighted one here for you, and I zoomed in a little bit so you could see some of the intricacies of the numbers. This is a neutral candle. It signifies indecision in that moment in time, often found near tops and bottoms and fake outs and stalls and so on and so on. It's all, they do appear quite many places, but they're often found near tops and bottoms. The delta is usually pretty close to neutral. Somewhere plus or minus 300 is typically where these fall. And it's always relevant to the context that is surrounding these candles. So don't take away from this that whenever you see a doji, it's at a top or a bottom, and you can rotate and take the order. That's not what I'm saying. You got to put it all into context. Okay, so here's an anomaly that you see through order flow. It can be a little bit of a head scratcher if you don't know what you're looking at. This is called a delta doji, where you have a green positive candle, but yet you have a negative delta at the bottom, which means there's more sellers in this candle than you have buyers, but it's green. Okay, so how does that happen? And the vice versa is true too. You can have the other way around, where it's a red candle with a positive delta. So it signifies an anomaly in the flow of orders. The bar's moving up, yet more sellers than buyers. This is, again, an anomaly that is a snapshot in time. So does this mean it's a down bar? No, it does not mean that. It means that there is indecision or change at some point coming in the future, or it's a momentary pause, or it just means that there is an anomaly in the status quo of a streamline of orders, okay? If that makes any sense. Okay, again, these are often found at tops and bottoms and also represents indecision in that moment in time. So again, when you see one of these, I'm not saying pull the trigger immediately. What I'm saying is that put these into context and you can start to tell yourself a story.